I'm Katie Dolan. I'm 21 weeks pregnant. This is my husband Lucas, and we are practicing prenatal partner yoga today. Let's get started. So you can sit cross-legged, back to back with your partner, except for not with your spines together, rather your upper thigh touching like this. We'll settle in here, and both of us take hand to baby and the other hand to our heart, and we'll just start to take some really deep breaths and identify our heartbeat and our breath and see if we can feel any movement of the baby. You can allow your eyes to drift closed and see if you can synchronize your breath with your partner. We are inhaling space and relaxation and exhaling any tension or discomfort. And really calming down, centering yourself, allowing the mind to cease its chattering and processing and become present with your body and your breath. We're going to take this to a full back-to-back, so we'll face opposite directions with our spines together. So getting settled here. And once again, seeing if you can feel your partner's breath. And whenever it feels comfortable, you can link arms and start to rock a little towards one partner and away from one. And then switch to the other side. And for the ladies, if you want to open your legs here to create some space, do that. And one more breath each side, deep breaths, 2 breaths each side, together synchronized. And switch. Nice. We'll come back up to seated and face each other. And the last thing we're going to do to sort of loosen up and get started is to place our feet together wide. Nice. Socks are sometimes comfy and warm, but they can also get slippery when we're doing yoga. Okay. And we'll grab each other's arms and we'll just rest here. Breathing. Relaxing. And when we're ready, we're going to do the same as we did. Pull slightly to each side. Okay, go ahead. This really feels excellent across my upper back and my shoulder blades and all the tension that I carry across the back of my shoulders. It's really, really good. Come on, I love your turn. All right.
Okay.
That's totally fine. Just exhale there. And relax. Relax. Inhale space and exhale any resistance. If we're gripping, holding on. Yeah, absolutely. Nice. One more time each side. And switch. So from this, we're going to go onto our hands and knees facing each other. And we'll start by a cat-cow, just tipping our pelvis forward and back on our hands and knees. The belly button lowers towards the floor and lifts towards the ceiling. Fingers spread nice and wide, stretching across the upper back. Two more breaths together, stretching however feels good for you. Super nice. Now from here we're going to lift, each of us, our left leg. Nice. And just really strong, stabilizing there. We're using our large muscles in our legs and our core muscles, our arms for balance. And then we're going to lift our opposite arm and stabilize on our partner. Breathing together. And then on our next exhale, just allow that to drop down. And we're going to swap sides. Opposite leg goes up nice and high. Stabilize, breathing there. Find your center of balance and bring the opposite arm up. Flex foot strong through the heel. And drifting down. For the ladies, we'll take our knees nice and wide. For the guys, as you like, however you like, child's pose. We'll just recover from that. And back up to hands and knees. We're really gently going to move our feet wide into a squat, wherever might be comfortable here. Get a moment to breathe. And we'll grab each other's hands and help each other stand all the way up. Nice. Okay, so from here we're going to do some lunges. So each of us coming to the opposite end of the mat. And we'll start with our right leg forward into a nice lunge. So our inner thighs are towards one another, and our hands will go palm to palm. And we're going to exhale deep here and inhale up. And exhale, bend the knee. Inhale up. The average first birth lasts 22 hours. My first birth lasted 9 hours. No matter how you slice it, it's an endurance test. So it's really good to have strong legs. And we'll bring our feet back together at the back of our mat. And lean forward, interlace our fingers into a modified down dog here. Breathing, leaning back into the hips. And inhaling back up. Palms back together. We're going to switch legs. So now it's the left leg that goes forward. and we'll inhale up. And exhale, bend the knee. Labor is also a challenging time psychologically, so it's wonderful to have your partner nearby and in sync and in tune. And this prenatal yoga will help you be on the same wavelength and have a variety of poses that you can do to support you through the labor. Nice, and we'll bring our feet back together. Lovely, and one more time, interlacing our fingers, leaning back for modified down dog. Lovely, and coming up to stand. We have 2 more in the squat series. So this is one of the most important areas for supporting yourself throughout labor, being really strong. So we'll have a couple more poses that reinforce the strength of that zone. So we'll crisscross our hands. Let's go wrists. So we'll face each other and take a deep breath. And then we'll open. So we'll let our left hands go, just holding with our right hand. And turn open so we're side to side. And then bring, let's see, like this. Like this, we'll have to hold the same hand. Yeah, the same hand. All right, and then switching. So we get a nice lateral pull. And then we'll swap sides. There we go. another. Yeah, exactly. And let's try it again, crossing our hands. I think there's a couple of ways to do this. So you go ahead and face the opposite direction as me. There it is. Leaning all the way. Nice. And crossing hands again. And leaning apart with our hips. Nice lateral stretch. Okay. Let's fix these. Okay. So, for the next squatting series, we're going to hold hands one more time. And we're going to lean back so our dynamic force is balancing each other. And squat down like we're sitting into a chair. Utkatasana, really lean back. Better. And up. So we'll flow this with our breath, down and back on the breath. Really trusting each other, leaning all the way back so your weight really goes back to balance the opposite person. The weight should still be in your heels. And great. Come bring it into heart center. Breathe through the heart. Now we're going to do a couple of hip openers for the laboring mother. The pelvis has to open significantly to let the baby out. So what we're going to do is take a really wide-legged stance right here. And you can just come behind me and we'll just do a little bit of a low back massage as I do a forward fold. Okay? So this is something you can also do during contractions. Exhaling down into a wide forward fold. This feels amazing. And we'll continue through the tour of labor poses. So I'll demonstrate. I'll go on my hands and knees, so I'll pretend that Lucas is the one giving the labor. And well, I'll start on my hands and knees perpendicular to him. He'll face me on his hands and knees. Face me, love. And then you can put your hands over my back, like as if you're doing a modified down dog. Yeah. So then the supporting labor partner can make circles on their hands and knees like this. And this will help open and support the laboring mom. It's good to have your labor partner receive on some of these poses as well, so that they know how it feels and it informs them when they're supporting you. Okay, let's swap. Awesome. Okay, so do we have a place on the wall that we can use? Probably not really. I'm going to bring a chair for the next pose. And I'll set this back here for a moment. And we'll just start by doing some squats side by side. So we can be on our mats with our feet wide, our toes slightly pointed out. And we'll do some goddess squatting here, the second squat I promised you. So we can start with our hands in heart center to begin with. And we'll just go straight out into a squat. And inhaling up, squeezing the balls of the femur bone that goes into the hip joint, squeezing them towards one another, and lifting up on the pelvic floor as we rise. All the energy down and up through our heels. So this is a good strengthener for labor also, and we'll do 2 more labor positions. So for the next one, I'll ask my dear husband to sit in this chair, the dear seat at the edge. And then I'll essentially be making this squat down and use the tops of his legs for support. Nice and wide like this, and he can massage my shoulders. The other position to get up is here. This could be a good position for labor. Also with some movement, Lucas moves his knees around in a circle and massages the low back. And the final labor position is as Lucas is standing. And I'll hold his neck and go into a modified down dog right here, where you can massage my back also. Side to side. If this is too much strain on the arms, you can come in like one of our local prenatal yoga teachers calls it the high school dance. I thought that was pretty cute. Page. And finally, we're going to go back to where we started, which was facing opposite sides of the room, sitting down. And we'll bring our hand to the baby and our opposite hand to the heart. Breathing here. And allow that movement, any heat that you generated in your body, to melt away the tension. And with your eyes closed, use your other senses to observe the light force of the three of you. You and your birth partner and the baby in utero. Breathing all together. Knowing that you will have a safe labor and that you can do it. Relax the tension out of your shoulders. And we'll do one final labor position before our final rest pose, Shavasana. So for this pose, I will go into a child's pose and my birth partner will massage my low back. This way. Another way you can practice this, if you prefer, is to be on the hands and knees. And your birth partner will push up with your inhale on your back and push down with your exhale. That feels really great. It's really calming. So for the final rest pose, I'm going to rest on my partner. So Luki, why don't you find a Shavasana that's comfortable for you on your back. I'm laying on your back. Yeah. So one thing we know is that it helps a lot if we can raise our knee and leave room for the belly when we're resting. So I'm going to use my partner as my bolster and as my pillow and lay on his shoulder here and elevate my leg on him. My bottom leg is straight. And we'll rest here, breathing together. For a nice long final relaxation pose. Thank you for joining us.